Hello. I'm doing some laundry right now. First, I want to say thank you for after yesterday's video. It was a little controversial, but thank you for being here. Thank you for the majority of you sticking with me and not being dogmatic about what I had to say and letting me speak openly. Now, I want to get to the topic at hand here, which is the standard American diet for a week versus ketogenic diet for a week. I went on a standard American diet for 1 week straight. What I consumed in that week was, and this was last week, I told you guys that I was switching back to a cleaner eating style. But what I did was I switched to a standard American diet for a week in hopes that I could experiment with it without being too disrupted by the standard American diet. We all know that processed foods, refined sugars and carbs and stuff like that just completely destroys our body over long periods of time of having it day in and day out. The short-term effect of it, I don't really think there's much to worry about. Our body is fairly adaptable in the grand scheme of things. So if somebody decided that they wanted to stop and have a Whopper from Burger King or something like that, and they knew that they can control themselves, and they would go right back into clean eating for another week, 2 weeks, or something like that before they did it again, my views on these things have completely changed over the last 6 months. Um, I used to follow the dogmatic approach that everybody else did by saying, hey, this isn't healthy, that isn't healthy, don't do this, don't do that. Well, science says this, medical says that. I throw a lot of that stuff out the window now and realize I was only doing that stuff because other people had recommended that that's how it's done. People with much brighter brains than me, people that understand medical terminology and how to put it out better than me. But what I bring to the table is I bring to the table my real life experience and how things should be adjusted based on one person's own personal goals and their own study on themselves. So while I'm not discrediting anybody else, what I do find is a lot of the information that's put out, it's just not accurate. Even in the keto community and stuff like that, a lot of it is only based on specific types or groups of people, and it's not so much based on people with tons of different types of stress and medical conditions and disorders and things like that that they've had happen in their life in general. So it's only anecdotal stuff, analysis from like a small group cohort study or something like that, as to where I'm seeing more people are starting to search out their own journeys and see how things affect them, and they're realizing, wait a second, if I add sweet potato in on my gym day, I don't have any kind of reaction. I don't gain any kind of weight on that gym day. And yeah, it's not keto, but I notice what's the bigger picture here. I'm getting better gains out of it, but yet I'm able to fall back in a ketogenic state or a ketotic state faster that way because now I'm heating this sweet potato up, I'm letting it cool off, it's turning into resistant starch instead of a regular starch, and it's not affecting my blood glucose like a regular hot sweet potato would. People are finding ways around these steps to engage themselves completely. So my week on a standard American diet was amazing. It was completely wonderful. I loved the taste of a Whopper, the 2 for $6 meals, the giant Diet Dr. Peppers and stuff like that. Sitting down to mashed potatoes and different types of food that I never had, that I haven't had in years, and it was just amazing. It was wonderful. I was able to control myself. I was able to still stay away from lots of processed foods, but still have some processed foods in there. And I have to say that it was a wonderful week. But throughout that week, there were some things that happened. I had achy knees almost every single day. My back hurt almost every single day. I had a lot of pressure in the back above. Like if you were to take your hands and sit them right on your sides on top of your butt cheeks, lots of pressure there. Like there was just a lot of buildup and a lot of like kind of somewhat light pain going on. My sleep wasn't that great. I did have an achy headache for an entire week versus a week of being keto now with no headache at all, no pressure in my sides, no achy knees. The digestion was not a problem. I think what happened was keto started my journey, but carnivore really healed me. So a week of the standard American diet, I was able to use the bathroom every single day. I was able to use it effortlessly. I had no problems with digestion at all. I did gain about 9 pounds in the process of doing it. And I just kind of cued off my body on when I wanted to eat. And the intuitive eating on a standard American diet is disastrous. I found that I could sit down with a 2 for $6 Whopper meal from Burger King, and this was my control for the week, was eat when you're hungry. So I sat down for like a 2 for $6 Whopper meal, or just two sandwiches for $6, and it was heavenly eating it, and just the feeling of having something outside of what I'm normally used to having. But then 2 or 3 hours later, I almost felt like I could eat two or three more of them, and I was hungry all over again. Hello. So I honestly, on a standard American diet, it's built up to fail you in the long run. Yes, it tastes good. Yes, it was amazing having that little bit of extra energy and stuff sometimes, but it wasn't the quite the sustained energy that ketogenics or carnivory gave me. Um, the only thing that I was really that infatuated with was the fact that I'm tasting something that I'm not used to tasting. I'm tasting something that I'm used to being deprived of, and I very much so think that I should be deprived of that, because the addiction that I was starting to notice by the end of the week, and almost not wanting to control myself because things tasted so good, was out of control. With keto, I can honestly say that I'm able to control myself. This is more carnivory than keto, but I do have some things in there, like a little bit of almonds from time to time. I'll stop over here at the Speedway that's next to me right now, and I'll grab a little protein pack that has some ham, some cheese, and a little bit of almonds. I love that combination together because I can eat it right now with 2 boiled eggs, and my lunch cost me $3.40 or $4 or something like that, and I'll go for the next 6 to 8 hours and not even feel hungry after eating that. I did not experience that on the standard American diet for a week. On keto, I realized the achy knees went away. The pressure in my back, on top of my butt cheeks, kind of went away in that area. Um, my face was really puffy and stuff, just like Susan said. Um, Hello. I had a really fat face. My face is still fat, but still, my face has always been fat. Even when I was a kid and I was super skinny and underweight, my face was always kind of chunky. I've always had a chunky face. Um, so I noticed my face got really bloated. My belly was really distended. I couldn't see a lot of the leaders and stuff in my neck. Hello, hello, doc. Um, I just felt overall really bad. But going back to keto for the last week, I've lost all the weight already. I'm right back into ketosis. I just feel it. The taste in my mouth is different. Um, Overall, I feel like it's completely different. My sleep is back. My knees don't hurt as much. The pressure in my back is gone. I'm moving around better at work. I'm buttoning my pants again, where at the beginning of, or the end of the standard American week, I couldn't button my pants. I was having a number of symptoms going on. So overall, keto versus the standard American diet, my quality of life is 100% better on a ketogenic diet, by far, without a doubt. The only thing that I really benefited from was the infatuation of the taste of the food on the standard American diet that I don't get to experience on a ketogenic diet. Now, if I was in a situation where I was living in a home right now instead of a motel, I just moved up to Illinois, you guys know my situation, I could sit down and make Big Mac friendly keto salads and meals and stuff like that, but in a keto version, and still get some of that similarity, don't get me wrong. I could make keto bread, but keto bread is not the same. Even the best type of keto bread out there, it's still got a gritty, eggy, almondy, something kind of texture to it, and I haven't found one yet. Even the one that I like, that I make, that even suffices the nice, chewy, savory taste of like a homemade sourdough bread or homemade bread or something like that. It just, you're not going to get it. You grew up with it. That's all you know. So it's been disastrous. The first week was terrible, but I felt like I was in heaven the entire time, just because I knew what was going to happen. I almost anticipated that 2 to 3 hours later, I was going to be eating again, just because I knew how my body was reacting to standard American food. And the thing is, I would go to bed thinking about food, and I would wake up thinking about food, just knowing that my clock was going to set up 2.5 hours, you're hungry again, 3.5 hours, you're hungry again. So it was crazy. It was crazy, the fact that I experienced this. I could control myself, but at the same time, I already knew what was going to happen. I already anticipated the fact that I was going to be hungry, which made the condition a lot worse. It made the whole idea behind intuitive eating, basically get thrown out the window, because now you're anticipating something that's going to happen. So obviously it's going to happen sooner than what it's supposed to happen. And then when you do feel that hunger come in, the effect of it is 10 times worse. On keto, I don't feel that. I eat the eggs, the almonds, the cheese, the ham, throw a little bit of butter and salt and stuff on it, or find something that's already salty, and my cravings, my deficiencies and stuff almost seem to put themselves in check for longer periods of time without feeling like I'm missing something in my diet. So this 1 week standard American versus 1 week ketogenic diet so far has led me to realize that even when you think you have complete control, no matter what diet you're on, especially on a diet that's high in carbohydrates, especially man-made, refined, simple carbohydrates, you can have all the control in the world, but the anticipation, the cues, the hormone reaction, the your taste buds are all going to play into an effect on what type of control you have. You think you have control based on the lifestyle that you're living. Oh yeah, I can wait another half hour or 6 hours or 2 hours for that Whopper, and then when it comes down to it, you're cued off hunger and stuff, your ghrelin hormone being released early when you have plenty of adipose tissue, and your leptin hormone is supposed to be telling you, wait a second, you don't really need to eat right now, but ghrelin is telling you, okay, you probably should be eating. So the two are fighting each other. Ghrelin's overcoming leptin, and you have a leptin resistance. You've been fat for so long and had so much adipose tissue on your body for so long, your body, you think you've built up that control and stuff, when really a lot of times we misinterpret control for the fact that we're almost kidding ourselves. We're almost lying to ourselves in the aspect of it, when we just need to realize I don't have control. I didn't have control before, and a year on a ketogenic diet, 2 years on a ketogenic diet, a year on a carnivorous diet, that doesn't mean I have control now. I went years of living my life in a stagnant state of misery, and now I'm on a ketogenic diet. I've learned to live a different path, a healthier path. That doesn't necessarily mean I've gained control. That just means I've wised up a little bit about the food that I ate. And by the end of the week, knowing me and how strong I am, the military mindset, the military background, by the end of the week, I still started to feel like I was losing control. And I was trying to kid myself, oh no, I got this, it's cheaper, I got this, and that was not the case. So that's my 1 week standard American diet versus 1 week ketogenic diet. I feel 10 times better, I feel better, I'm sleeping better, I'm not hurting, the headache's gone away, and I just wanted to share with you guys my experience. I'm trying some different things out now so I can give a little bit different version of information than what I'm typically used to giving, because I was on the dogmatic path of telling people you have to do this, you have to do that, don't do that, this person says this doctor says that, and I'm not even do that, don't do that, this person says this doctor says that, and I'm not even about that life anymore. I'm just about real life experience, trying things out for myself, biohacking, digging up my own information, and trying to put it together so I can share it with you guys instead of using somebody else's stuff, which in the grand scheme of things I still am partially using somebody else's stuff, which in the grand scheme of things I still am partially using somebody else's stuff, but it's not as much. I want my content to be quality and individual based, and just share based off that, like some of these other smaller YouTubers that deserve a lot more respect than what they get, because they're just showing you their life and how they live. And I think if we had more of that, because they're just showing you their life and how they live, and I think if we had more of that, that would be a huge benefit to this community. If we just had more people that would show based on their experience and not other people's, exactly what's working for them and what's not, to give more inspiration to other people like you, to steps working for them and what's not, to give more inspiration to other people like you, to step out, create your own channel, share your journey with people, get on video and talk about it and stuff, so people all over the world can see that this is a good thing. It just has to be promoted more by real people like me and you. Now guys, I'm going to go ahead and finish my laundry and stuff like that. Be blessed if you like this video. Now guys, I'm going to go ahead and finish my laundry and stuff like that. Be blessed if you like this video. Make sure you give it a thumbs up. If not, if you'd like to see something, whatever it may be, respond accordingly to that as well. If you want me to do an experiment or something, leave that in my inbox as well. Thank you, I appreciate you, and again, as always, have a great day and be blessed. As well. Thank you, I appreciate you, and again, as always, have a great day and be blessed.